Um, they go based off of whatever they have preset in their minds. Usually like, oh, Christians judgmental.
I can't believe they, have the audacity to be near campus and, be on campus and trying to get people to convert.
I think a lot of people maybe feel a little bit of hurt when they walk by this place or when they hear someone say they're Catholic.
Just because religion and faith aren't always welcome at UT or celebrated. I know some people, just depending on their major, it's like the people in their major are really hostile to faith, especially in the world that we live in with Roe v. Wade being overturned. People have a lot of misconceptions about Catholicism. But truly, if they came in and got to know these people, you would know that we are loving and we want to help them and we want to show them the truth.
I think the Catholic Church as a whole is very hard to understand if it's not something you grow up with and it's not something that you choose to look into or do research on your own. And the UCC kind of being a microcosm of that. It can also be kind of mysterious that like people don't really know what we do. They might see us as just another church around the UT community, and not really know what distinguishes us and what really goes on inside of the building.
Yeah, even though it's like right here, like in the heart of campus, people overlook it, which is kind of interesting to me because like there's a big picture of Jesus just like plastered on the side of the building, like looking down at the rest of campus. It's kind of like, how do you not see him, you know?
Catholics get like a bad rep to a lot of people. I mean, for good reasons, for wrong reasons, you know. And I just want them to know, you know, we're not all in this way, this stereotypical kind of thought that they have in mind.
We're not making ourselves known just because it's not like the social norm as Catholics, as far as like young Catholics go. And so I think it's definitely something we need to work on.
Like, so we'll table on campus, so if you ever see a UCC table, like on Speedway or West Mall. We also did a lot of tabling during freshman orientation and transfer orientation in the summer.
At freshman orientation, I was just walking down like Speedway, and I came upon the UCC table. And I would say like there wasn't like a sense of like pressure to go up to the table, like there's no one's like saying, hey, come here, like we have all this. It was kind of just like y'all are just enjoying each other, like enjoying each other's presence. And so it's just like welcoming in that sense rather than like, come here, we want you.
Oh my gosh, just like ask questions, and if there's things that you struggle with that you think the church believes or stands for, like maybe seek those answers out through the church. Like, come here, ask questions. I can tell you that this is like the most like open and receptive community. Maybe you're questioning even if God does exist. I don't know, like are you really struggling with those questions? Or are you kind of just saying, okay, this is something that I don't agree with. I don't believe in this. But to really struggle with it is to seek answers and to talk to people and to find the truth. And I think this community is a wonderful example of what the church truly teaches and truly stands for.
Especially just, we get to learn so much, and they do such a good job of helping us learn and equipping us with tools to like go out and evangelize, and not only evangelize, but just defend the faith. And in situations I've encountered where it's really hard to defend the faith, like having what the UCC gives us helps a lot.
See, I think something that I'm guilty of as well is, just budging when other people maybe test me for my faith, or, oh, I'm Catholic, but I don't believe this or something. That's something that I dealt with in the past, and I don't think I want to be like that anymore, just because it causes a lot of problems with myself. So I think being strong in your faith is important, but being charitable.
Just in my first interactions with the Catholic Center here when I was a freshman, just like 4 years ago, I just didn't feel necessarily seen or accepted. And really quickly I gave up on the church as a whole. I lived in Jester, so if you lived in Jester, you know how depressing it can be there. It was really, really, really lonely. And I was just not in a really good mental state, and I was thirsting for something that I did not realize the truth was the answer to. And so when I was really lonely in that dark little room in a very, very fragile place, I just felt this call to walk outside and to breathe. And it was through that I met this man. He was homeless. I do not recommend walking alone at night, but I did that. And we were both looking into this canal, and it was super dirty, filled with tons of junk. And I got really sad. And I was just thinking, why would the world throw its garbage into this thing? Like, this was something that was good and beautiful once, and, natural, well made. And this homeless man is just with me, and he looks to me with the biggest smile. And this dude, bald, covered in tattoos and like scars, with just his gentle smile, he says, "It's beautiful, isn't it?" Like, what the heck is he talking about? But I couldn't deny that to him. And I thought, if he thinks it's beautiful, then yeah, this is the most beautiful canal ever. And so I just was like, yeah, it is. And we kept looking into it. And then he starts to walk away. And he turns back and he says, "I brushed my teeth in there." And that was like a life-changing moment for me, because for the first time ever in that very intimate way, I realized how God saw me. I was kind of filled with the world's junk, but initially I was well made. And regardless of whatever state I was in, I was still seen well. I was still loved. And above all, I was of use to him.
Two of my best friends who are also Catholic, also from Monterrey, were studying here as well. And at that point in my life, I used to go to Mass on Sundays, but mostly because my parents told me so. So being in college was my first time of choosing what I wanted to do. And I think in these two friends that I had an example of joy. I saw joy in their lives, and I was like, I want that. And I started getting involved in the Catholic Center, at first just coming to Mass, but eventually joining a Bible study group, and then traveling to Orlando to meet with 10,000 other Catholic university students at Seek, a conference. And all those experiences for me taught me about the body of Christ. I feel like up to that point I had a relationship with Christ himself, but not with the members of his body as much.
And it kind of is just a cycle where once people start to know who you are, like, you can't get out, because as soon as you don't show up for like a week, you come back and they're like, "Where were you? Like, I missed you. Like, what's been going on?" And yeah, it just kind of shows how much people care about you. And it's like, I wouldn't want to leave even if I had somewhere else to go, because the people here you meet that I've met are like better than anyone I've met in my life.
It reminds me, like, I'm from a smaller town, and so it kind of like where everyone knows everyone just like feels right. Where like in my classes, I'm like, I haven't spoken to like any single person in this auditorium, but like at the UCC, I can't make it up the stairs without being bombarded about how my day's been. So that's why I stayed.
You could always go talk to someone and they're gonna have a conversation with you, and it's like a genuine conversation. It's not just like a mask they put on. It's just them being themselves.
Like, I trust everybody here like I would a brother or a sister. And I know if I ever needed anything, I have that support here. You can walk in at any given day and you'll find somebody you know, and they'll receive you with love.
Even though, like, we're Catholic, I feel like we're always trying to understand other people, to grow in compassion with them. I think they should live it themselves, like come in and like experience it and then form an opinion of it,
So like I want to be the kind of person in the parish that makes them feel like this parish is different. This parish actually invites me. This parish actually cares. I'm not the exact person that they want, but this parish shows me that like they want everyone, and it doesn't matter. So for them, I just want them to know that there are people that care about them, and there are people that want them to know that they're very much loved.